This is where our friends grew up at. My sister and our friends and stuff grew up at right here in this house right here. And we used to, we used to live up yonder, up the streets up there, and they lived right over here. This was like years ago. We was teenagers. Since I turned this video on, now that dollar store wasn't there, and this place here wasn't there. Some of this stuff was like woods. These apartment buildings wasn't here. These apartment buildings definitely wasn't here. They switched them up, tore the houses down, and put apartments there, I think. That's what they did. I think that's exactly what they did. Yeah. That dollar store definitely was, Dollar General store wasn't there. No. Now these houses here have always have been here. When I was 13, 11, 12, and 13, I used to live right up here in these apartments up here. Now, them apartments, I don't know if those I think they tore the house down that was here and put apartment buildings up there. 1108, that's that apartment. That must be one big apartment building. Now that house there always have been there. That house there have always have been there. Yeah. The house here, we didn't stay in this house, but we stayed in the second house. Man, that's amazing, man, how this place we grew up on the streets. Yeah, man, this is amazing, man. We used to live right over here when I was like 13 and 14. We stayed right here in this house. And hey, man, how you doing? All right. And that number is still the same on that house, 202 Phoenix Square. We used to live right here. The yard, it's a little different. Now that house right here used to be a house right here. We knew the people that lived there. Man, that's amazing how we done came this far living over in this area. Nah, the brick buildings wasn't there at all. None of this wasn't there. None of this wasn't no ways here. Phoebe White and them used to live right there in that house right there. We grew up, and they completely just tore this house down. All this used to be a tall fence up right here. But it's not here anymore. But man, I'm telling you, this is the streets that I grew up on, man. We were very young coming up around here. Yeah. Yeah, we was very young coming up around. Yeah, we was very young coming up around here. Sure is. We're very young, man. 202 Phoenix Square, this street right there. All right. None of this wasn't there. These houses, none of that. All of that was complete brick houses there. None of that wasn't, except for that big tree stump right there. Yeah, man, they didn't. You know, it's amazing how things happen and people change. I mean, how they change up and switch the area. It just look different. Don't even ever. It just things are done switched up. It's different from the way it was when I was very young. And this used to be the back road going toward the mall. it almost feels. Have you you left? Have you ever grew up in a certain place, and you come back, and it just years later you come back and you just feel like you never lived here before? Now I think all these brick houses was up here. Yeah. Now I don't think them apartments was here. Might be some college apartments. These blue apartments. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out. Area where I grew up walking at. That's a tip video time.